Good afternoon. This is your fourth digital class for the chapter Electrostatic Potential and Capacitance. In today's class, we are going to discuss few important topics. The topic which we are going to start, the first topic is your properties of equipotential surface. Now, already we have defined what is equipotential surface in our previous class. Now, equipotential, as the name signifies, same potential. So a surface where the potential is same can be defined as your equipotential surface. Now, how the potential be same on a surface, on what parameter it depends. Now, already we have defined the expression for the potential, that is V equal to KQ by R. So K is your constant and Q is the charge, and if R is same throughout the surface, then definitely the potential remain same. Now, already we have defined the nature of the equipotential surface in previous class. Now, if the charge is point, then the equipotential surface is your spherical. Now, at the point A and B, the potential is same. Why potential is same at A and B? Because the expression for the potential is your V equal to KQ by R. So, Q is same for both the point A as well as for the point B. Now, distance is same because it is a circle, so radius is constant. So V is same at A as well as V is same at B, because R is same and charge is same and K is already constant. So for point charge, the equipotential surface is spherical or in circular nature. Now the potential is identical at A and B. So number one properties, it says that no work is done in moving a test charge from one point to another point on an equipotential surface. So if we consider 2 points A and B on the equipotential surface, and if we take a charge from point A to point B, then you are not supposed to do any work, because this expression WAB is your work done from A to B, work done to move the charge from A to B, and work done per unit charge is your potential. So this gives you the difference in potential between the 2 points VB minus VA. Now since VA equal to VB, so if you substitute here, then you will get what? WAB is your 0. So work done to move the charge from the point A to the point B is 0. So this is number one property. It says that no work is done in moving a test charge from one point to another point on an equipotential surface. Now number two, the electric field is perpendicular to the equipotential surface. So this arrow defines the direction of the field lines. So the field is outward for the positive charge, already we have defined in chapter 1. Now if WAB is your 0, it means from the definition of the work done, F vector dot dr vector is your 0. So dr is nothing but a segment of the circumference of this circle, or the arc length AB, you can say. So F vector dot dr vector equal to 0. So if you see Q E vector dot dr vector, because force is your Q E vector, so ultimately we will get E vector dot dr vector 0. It means E is perpendicular to dr. So this electric field direction is outward from the positive charge, and this circumference and the electric field line are perpendicular to each other, because already we know that the radius is perpendicular to the circumference. Same thing happens here. The radius is nothing but the electric field direction, and the circumference is nothing but the part of the curved surface of the equipotential surface. So you can say the field is perpendicular to the equipotential surface. The electric field is perpendicular to the equipotential surface. Now the third important point regarding equipotential surface is that equipotential surface indicate region of strong or weak electric field. So this is your already we know E equal to minus dV dr, we discussed in last class. So if we consider dr, that is your minus dV by E, just cross multiplication. So if we consider dV is constant on the equipotential surface, so you can say dr is proportional to 1 by E. So if the equipotential surface crowded, it means the field is high, the field intensity is very high. If the equipotential surface crowded, which happens basically in case of equipotential surface for a dipole, okay, or two charges which are very close to each other. Under that case, you will get the crowded equipotential surface in one part, and in another part you will get the crowd is less. So whenever the crowd of the equipotential surface is high, it means it means the field is strong. So dr is nothing but here the gap between two equipotential surface, and here dr is nothing but the segment of the equipotential surface. So these are three important properties of the equipotential surface. Now let me go for this topic, electric potential energy of a system of 2-point charges. So you do have a coordinate system. Now here what we have done, initially no charge is here, and we have bought a charge q1 from outside and place it at A. So as there is no charge, no field, it is very easy to place the charge q1 at A. So once we have placed the charge q1 at A, then definitely some field will generate due to the charge q1. Now under this situation, if we bring another charge q2, then definitely we must have to do certain amount of work to place the charge q2 at B, because B is within the field of q1. So potential at B due to the charge q1, you can say we have given B is a function of r2, because B has a position vector r2 vector and A has a position vector r1 vector. So potential at B due to the charge q1 is your kq1 by modulus of AB vector, and from triangle law, r1 vector plus AB vector equal to r2 vector. And if we have to define potential at B, definitely we have to consider the distance from the charge q1 which is at A. That's why it is your AB vector. So AB vector finally comes out to be your r2 vector minus r1 vector. So we can substitute for AB vector and to get the potential at B due to the charge q1. So this is your kq1 divided by r2 vector minus r1 vector with the modulus sign. Now if we place a charge q2 at B where there is already certain potential due to the charge q1, then we have to do certain amount of work, and that work is nothing but the wasting of some amount of energy, and that energy is nothing but the potential energy. So already we have defined the work done and potential. Potential is nothing but the work done per unit charge. So if you have to define potential energy at B, what we have to do, we have to multiply the charge q2 with the potential which is at B due to the charge q1. So q2 V r2. Okay. Now r2 we have given what? It is nothing but the function of r2. V potential is function of r2. So if you substitute the value k q1 q2 by r2 vector minus r1 vector, if you substitute for v r2, then we'll get k q1 r2 vector minus r1 vector modulus, and as q2 is there, so finally we will get k q1 q2 modulus of r2 vector minus r1 vector. So this is one important expression for the potential energy of a system of 2-point charges. Now let me go for this topic, electric potential energy of a system of 2-point charges in an external field. In previous topic there is no external field, but in this case 2 charges with the external field is there. So here is also same way, as there is an external field, so already there is a potential at A and potential at B. So potential at A due to the external field VR1 we have given. So potential energy E1, initially we will consider there is no charge, so we have bought a charge Q1 at A. As there is already potential due to the external field, so potential energy will be your U1 equal to Q1 V R1. So similarly potential at B due to the external field is your VR2. So potential energy U2 equal to Q2 VR2. Now this is the potential energy individually for Q1 and Q2 due to the presence of the external field. But once we place the 2 charges, so definitely we will get the potential energy as previously we discussed when there is no external field. So if we consider potential energy due to a system of 2-point charges, it is your U3, that is your K, Q1, Q2 with the modulus sign R2 vector minus R1 vector, which we have defined in our previous topic. So if we have to define the total potential energy, what we have to do? We have to sum up. That is your U equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3, that is your Q1 VR1, Q2 VR2, K Q1 Q2, R2 vector minus R1 vector. So these are very important topic. Please go through this one. and find out your doubts. You try to go through the topics several times. Maybe one time it may not be clear, but once you go for several times watching this video, then definitely in every time you will learn something new. So this is all about for the 4th digital class for the chapter electrostatic potential and capacitance. Thank you.